Hey, everybody, welcome back. I'm Matt Brown. I'm here with Dr. Andrew Valor, our normal co host. So excited to be with you guys today. We have an awesome episode planned for you, net payment terms. You know, most of these episodes come out of Dr. Valor's head. He'll text me and he's working out in the morning throughout the week and have these ideas, and they're pretty good. And him as a frontline operator and CEO of a really big dental group that's growing rapidly, he really has insights into some of this stuff. So, Dr. Vallo, net payment terms. You sent me the title. I actually don't know kind of what's behind the motivation of this one. What's going on with net payment terms, bro?
Yeah, well, and this morning, Matt, I actually texted you with one hand with my thumb while I had my baby's bottle in my other hand. I was feeding her. So, unfortunately, my workout schedule's had to shift a little bit because I've got the early morning feedings now. But net payment terms. So, guys, I'm like the cash is king guy, and I did my episode about how I think Dave Ramsey's an idiot. I talked about how my goal is always to keep as much cash on hand as possible, and that's both in my personal life as well as in the business. Like I want as much cash on hand, because here's the thing: one, you don't know what's going to happen in terms of like, oh damn, there's this crazy pandemic where the whole world shuts down, or some other natural event or something, my point is you never know what's going to happen when you're going to need cash because you're in a pinch. But on the flip side, and to me, honestly, even more important, you never know when an opportunity is going to come up. And having cash on hand allows you to take on more great opportunities as they come up than not having cash on hand. So one of my focuses for the business is just different ways we can increase cash on hand, cash flow, all that stuff. And guys, the ways to do that is to get paid more faster. So, increasing the speed at which payments come in, changing your financial policies so that patients prepay for things, working with a great insurance billing company to get you paid faster from the insurance companies. Like those are ways to increase cash coming in. But the other way is to decrease cash going out, or at least to slow down cash going out. So last year, 2025, I did a project where I emailed all of our vendors and told them, hey, our group is in the process of growing. We had grown from 4 offices and we were preparing to open our 10th office. We did like 6 in 6 months. And I said, I value our partnership. At this point with my growing group, I do need to request a 15% discount on our current fees, with this vendor. And I did that to every single vendor. And I let them know, hey, basically you have 30 days. Let me know if we can make this happen. And if we can't, unfortunately, I may need to look at alternatives. And a surprisingly high number of our vendors agreed to the 15. Some said, hey, I can't do 15, but I can do 10. There were a few that didn't answer, and a few of them got replaced. But basically, that was a big project, and it saved us a significant amount of money on our overhead, for the second half of 2025 and into 2026. So this year, we're in the process of growing from 10 to 14 offices. And, I didn't feel like it was appropriate to go back to all of our vendors and ask for yet another reduction in our fees, maybe next year. But I feel pretty good about where they're at, after our last round here. But what I am doing is I'm going to all of our vendors, and actually I haven't done this yet, so hopefully I do this before this episode's released, but because I know some of our vendors listen to this. But basically this year I am going to all of our vendors and I am letting them know that, with our aggressively growing group, I need to keep more cash on hand. In order to do that, I need extended net payment terms from our vendors. So basically, most of our vendors are either it's like, net 30, you're paying monthly, whatever it is. But we have some vendors on net 60. We have some vendors on net 90. I have Invisalign on net 6 months, which obviously is super helpful. I don't think 6 months is reasonable, but I do think 60 to 90 day net payment terms is super reasonable. And so that's what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to ask for 90. I'll probably settle, with some on 60, but I'm going to push for 90 as much as we can. And that will improve our cash flow dramatically, because all of a sudden our revenue coming in is going to come in at the same pace it's always been coming in, but our money going out, our debits going out are going to slow down by at least 30 days for a lot of our vendors. So anyways, guys, this is going to be a quick episode. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about with it, but I'm going to let Matt jump in for a couple minutes here.
One thing that I thought about, and this is going to be a short episode, is that I'm not, listen, I'm not a business accountant. Okay. I don't know this crap. All right. But in my head, a group of your size has a massive amount of cash flow. I mean, gigantic, right? So, like, if that money goes in and it goes into some kind of high yield account, or if there's some other extra like interest you're earning with this money being somewhere else for 60 days, and then you have this 15% discount, and then you're paying delayed, your margin technically between both sources of the discount and whatever's happening with the money before it gets there, or the extra time you get with it, should really offset a lot of your costs. Like, it should bring it down substantially, right? Because I don't know if you're doing that, but I know I have a friend, he has a business, he flows a lot of money. He puts all of his clients' charges or whatever on his American Express charge. He gets 2% back, plus he charges his clients like 3% for processing their credit cards. And on the millions of dollars he processes a month, that's like an additional 5% pickup, which ends up being huge, right? So I think it's just not about the time either. It's also about, it does grow your margin.
Time is money. But so here's the thing, and I'll be honest, man, like that's probably one area that I'm not super advanced in, but I kind of do it intentionally. So one, it's not as easy to do like the high yield business type savings accounts as it is personal.
Okay, I don't know anything about that. All right.
I do think there's some options, there's some ways to do it, but I don't think it's not as straightforward. And the thing is too, you got to realize like our group is doing very well. However, we're growing rapidly. Costs are growing rapidly. I mean, dude, even with negotiated, fee schedules from vendors and all that stuff, like our credit card bill is our main credit card bill is now normally between $600,000 and $700,000 a month, and it's only going up as we keep growing here. We also have auxiliary credit cards that are probably another $150,000, $200,000 a month. So we're probably looking at about $800,000, I would say, a month in credit card bills, plus our payroll, which, I mean, I just did payroll yesterday, and this payroll was $350, $375 for this 1-2 week payroll. Now, it had all of the doctor production bonuses from the previous month, which is, for 6 of the offices. But still, my point is, I can have like $2 million in our business bank account on a Monday, and if things hit the wrong way, like on a Thursday, I could have like 1.2 in that account. So, I mean, money can fly in and out of that bank account in a hurry. So again, to me, cash is king. We do quarterly distributions. So like myself, my business partner, our other minority equity holders, like we do distributions on a quarterly basis. But I probably keep more money even after the quarterly distributions than most would. And the reason for that is because, again, one, I want to have enough in the rainy day fund, knowing that we're aggressively growing group, that if something happens, the business can float itself for a while. And two, I want to have that cash ready to go. So if an amazing opportunity comes up and I can't get financing for it, I can just cash flow it like I have some of our recent offices that we've opened. And then 3, like, okay, but like, could I find a way to deploy this money in some kind of short-term thing where it's accessible within 24 to 48 hours and we're getting some kind of return on it with low to no risk? Yeah, I could. But like, how much money is that actually going to make us in the course of a year versus how much extra hassle, headache is it going to cause me with how quickly money is moving in and out of these accounts? It's like, I did that investigation, and basically I came to the decision that like, it's just not worth it. And I sleep well knowing that we probably could take in another, $50,000, $75,000 a year, maybe in interest if we had done this a different way. But I'm not worried about that 50 to 75,000. I'm worried about like our group did 19 million last year, and we did 19 million in like, I don't know, what was it, 3.8 million EBITDA, 3.9 million EBITDA, I think. So like, how do we go from 19 million top line, 3.9 million EBITDA to this year we're trying to get the 30 million top line and 7 million EBITDA? I mean, that to me is a much more important game than trying to make an extra $50 to $75,000 in interest. And like, I only have so much bandwidth. I don't want to worry about one more layer of complexity to try to make that money, if that makes sense.
Awesome. Well, let's wrap this up here, guys. Thanks, Dr. Vallow, for finally being on. Congrats with the new baby. This is our first day recording in a while, and it's great to connect again. Hey, everybody, please like, subscribe, share, follow, leave a review. Also, the new book is out in pre-release, guys. We had a pre-release party. We had 2 of them. We released a bunch. I actually don't even have a copy of the book at the moment. Me personally, I don't. Andrew doesn't either. But the actual release is really, really, really close. And it's going to be posted everywhere, and you're going to know. I know a lot of you have contacted my team saying, where can I buy this? I'm literally getting text messages and emails every single day.
I'm getting them too, and I'm like laughing, and I'm like, dude, I don't even have a copy of the book, unfortunately, a physical copy of the book yet. So I'm waiting on mine too. But yes, I'm excited. I know it's taken a little bit longer to get the full release than we had hoped, but it'll be worth it when it does happen.
I will tell you guys, I had a friend of mine. Her name's Britta. She's a doc that I know real well, very particular, very high end doc. And her husband sent me a picture of her reading it over the weekend last weekend. She finished it in like a few days. And one thing she did say, which made me feel like me and Andrew hit our mission, is she said, I really feel like I can read this and do things afterwards, and I don't have to read the whole book. And she's like, I like that. It's not like other dental books where it's a bunch of paragraphs, and if I want to pick it up later to revisit something, I have to search for it. She's like, it's a Rolodex of dental skills. And she's like, I went right to things I needed to know about and read them. And she's like, it was perfectly written for a dentist to be able to execute. So I think we completed our mission from the feedback I've gotten so far, but the final release is like almost there, guys. It's 95% done. We're just finishing some polishing, and I promise you, you will know how to get it. I will make sure everyone knows how to get one.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Matt. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. As always, if you've got a specific question, feel free to send Matt or I an email. Just be patient. We're both, pretty busy these days, but we do always try our best to get back to you, when we can. Please leave us a review. I know we ask for it on every episode, but it really does mean a lot. We love when they come in. We love reading them. We love seeing, more and more listeners. I think right now we're ranked as a business podcast in England. It's cool, man. I feel like every other week I'm seeing like a new country that we're ranking in for business podcasts, which when we launched this, I didn't really realize that our little dental podcast out of Florida and North Carolina would make it around the world, but that's always cool to see too. So to our listeners overseas, hey, thanks for finding us and thanks for listening.
Yeah, people asking me for your autographs all the time. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.